sausage patties. And the ingredients are 1½ cups of water, 1½ teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of fennel seed, 1 teaspoon of basil, 1/8 to 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes, and that's optional. 1/4 teaspoon, ½ teaspoon of ground sage, 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast flakes, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 2 tablespoons of oil, and 1½ cups of oats, quick or regular. So let's see how to make these sausage patties.
All right, we're going to turn the stove on under here and go ahead and add our water so that can start to heat.
You want it high or kind of?
Yeah, if you can put it on high, that would be great.
Okay.
And then we're going to pour in 2 tablespoons of oil. We're going to let that come to a simmer.
Okay.
And while we're waiting for that, we're going to go ahead and just crush up the fennel seed a little bit before we begin.
That's so cute with your little mortar thing and everything.
I have friends from India.
Okay.
And I watch them cook, and they often will grind their spices before they cook.
Oh.
And so I saw how much fun it looked. So I thought, I just have to get one of those too.
That's your kitchen lab, right?
That's my kitchen lab. If somebody doesn't have a way to crush them, they can put them in a little bag and bang them with a can.
Right.
You know, just some way just to get them crushed. It's not really a super big deal to have one of these kitchen tools, but
so cute.
if you have a laboratory like I do, then you want it. And we don't have to crush them to a powder. We just want to kind of break them a little bit. This sets for a little bit, and the flavor from the fennel will get into the...
Yeah, it's very aromatic,
That's
isn't it?
it.
Smells good.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and add all of our seasonings in here.
Oh, okay.
Now,
so you want to pour them all in?
Yes, sausage is a very complex flavor. So we have a lot of seasonings here. There's a saying that they have in cooking, it's called mise en place, which means get everything in place before you begin. So read through the recipe, make sure you have all the seasonings, especially with something like this. Have them ready to go, and then after you use that container, move it away so you keep track, because it could get complicated after a while.
That makes so much sense, because I know, you know, if I'm trying to make something at home and I might have a lot of the ingredients and I'm missing 1 or 2, and I've already put together everything else, and it's just like, why didn't I just get everything out and get it all together first, and then, what's it?
Mise en place.
Mise en place. Okay.
Everything in place.
Okay.
All right, so as this is coming to a simmer, we're going to dump all this in. So we've got a little bit of sugar.
Okay.
And some garlic powder.
Love garlic.
Can you smell the fennel?
Yeah, oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I was smelling it when you were crushing it. Yeah.
Sage, which is
sage.
so important in a sausagey type dish.
Yes.
And we have salt. Could use salt substitute again for those that are sensitive.
The whole thing?
I'm trying to think if that's salt. Yes.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then red pepper flakes for a little zest there.
Smells so good.
Smoked paprika.
Oh, I love smoked paprika.
If you can't find it, regular paprika will work.
But smoked is so nice. It has that nice flavor to it.
And a little bit of nutritional yeast flakes.
Okay.
All right, now we are definitely simmering. You want to give that a little stir?
Sure.
And I'm going to go ahead and just pour these quick oats into the pot while you stir that. And we're just going to stir for just about a minute, get that mixed up. You can use regular rolled oats instead of the quick oats if you'd like. You may want to turn that down so you don't burn yourself.
Yeah, that's just what I was going to do. Yeah.
You can shut it right off, actually.
Okay.
That'll work.
Okay.
All right, just stir for just a minute, and that's just to make sure that the oil doesn't bring all of our seasonings up to the top.
It's smelling like sausage.
Oh, yes. It's very wonderful. Yeah. These are nice. You can make them ahead and freeze them. Oh. They're nice to have with scrambled tofu. They're nice to have on the side of your spaghetti. And we're going to put them in a sandwich today.
Love it.
Now, we're going to put them in a sandwich with our mayonnaise that we made today, but you could also put sauteed onions and peppers, put them in a sub roll, add a little spaghetti sauce to them, and eat them that way. It's a very versatile dish, and they freeze very well.
Nice.
All right. So,
and that's great too, because if you don't eat it all at once, you can freeze it, come back to it a few days later, or even the following week, and it's still good.
Still good.
It's great.
Now we have one. This would set for about 15 minutes.
Okay.
So we have one over here.
Oh, good.
That is ready to go. So we have you can use a cookie sheet. We had a pizza pan that looked really nice, so we're going to go ahead and use this pizza pan.
Ah.
So we can see that this is set up. And let's just spray this just a little bit, even though it's no stick. And I have a 2 tablespoon ice cream scoop.
Oh,
but of
okay.
course,
I'll just set this here.
Of course, you could just scoop it out if you're not worried about perfection in size.
Right.
But you can see that it has thickened up.
Right.
If you let it sit too long, it will be difficult to work with. You can
Okay.
still work with it, of course. But I like to only let it sit for about 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then we'll just put the small patty, put a small
Scoop
portion on here.
Right.
We would do the whole thing. It makes about 15 or 16. Then using a fork, and if you dip it in the water, it won't stick too bad. And then just flatten them down.
Let's do a few more.
All right.
We have time.
Okay, we'll do a few more. And then they would just bake.
Here.
You want to put some on?
I'll let you do it.
Okay. And we're going to go ahead and actually make ourselves a wrap sandwich with these. They're very, very delicious. If you make these with regular rolled oats, they're a little bit more crumbly, so the quick oats gives a better texture.
Okay.
Now, if you want a chewier texture than what we have here, you could replace a little bit of the oats with some cooked brown rice.
Oh.
And that would give it a little bit more of the sausage kind of has a little bit of, it's not grizzle, but a little bit of a texture to it.
Okay.
So adding some cooked brown rice to this would give that, and you just replace it with a little bit of the oats that you've put in.
Now dipping the fork into the water keeps it from sticking to the
My fork.
Ah.
Yeah, so it makes it easier to work with.
Okay.
Then we would just bake them, flip them, and cool them off nicely so they don't sweat, and put them in bags and put them in the freezer or go ahead and use them up. But let's put them in a sandwich. We've got some
Okay.
over here that have already been
Oh,
cooked.
good.
And we have a wrap here. So we'll put some of our tofu mayonnaise that we made. Put that on here.
Great. So we have several uses for this tofu mayonnaise.
Oh, absolutely. It's very nice even for macaroni salad, potato salad.
Can you freeze it as well? What do you think?
I'd have to play with that one.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it probably would change texture.
It might change the texture,
Yeah.
but it might be worth an experiment.
Yeah. Well, in your kitchen lab.
That's right, in my kitchen lab. All right, we can put 3 of those in there, maybe right up the middle of the
Okay,
sausages.
Sure.
And then we brought some other things to put in our sandwich. We have cucumber.
Okay. Do we have a fork?
Do you have a fork? You can use my water fork.
Good. Perfect.
There we go.
Thank you. Okay, and so
Put some tomato in there.
oh, let's put some lettuce on
You want
there.
some lettuce? Here, I'll just hold that for you
Okay.
if you want.
Great.
And a wrap sandwich, again, another way to sneak some vegetables
That's
into
right.
the meal. The more
right.
vegetables we get, the healthier we are with all those good phytochemicals and nutrients in
Absolutely.
there.
Do you know there are over 10,000 phytochemicals in a tomato?
In a tomato.
In one tomato, over 10,000.
Wow, we have a nutrition bomb here.
We
It's amazing.
we do. And I noticed that your lettuce is green, and that's important. It's not iceberg.
That's right.
Because
do
we have
dark
a lot
green.
more phytonutrients
Is that
in
good
that.
there?
Yeah, that's
Do you
good.
want any cucumber in that?
Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay, put a little cucumber in your
I'm
wrap.
not a big cucumber fan, but
All right, well, just put a little in that.
Okay.
All right. You can put red onion in there as well. And then, we have a good
this is a fat sandwich
fat
right
wrap
here.
here. Just wrap it right up like this.
Nice.
And then you would want to be careful eating that one.
Yeah, oh yeah, I think I better not.
You think you better not?
I think it'll just be all over, and then
It probably-
people will tune in and say, "What in the world? What did she do?" But look at that. That's great.
It is, and it's filling. The sausage patties are really satisfying in this. And again, if you wanted to make it more Italian style, you could put sauteed onions and peppers in there.
Oh, I
and
can taste a piece of the sausage.
Sure, go for it. It has a lot of diversity.
It does.
And I think the fennel and the sage are probably what give it most of that sausage flavor.
Kick.
Yes, yes, yes.
This is delish.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
If you are interested in inviting Leslie Keza to your church for a cooking seminar, or to help your community to attain a healthier lifestyle, you can contact her at 4204 Jackson Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee 38128. That's 4204 Jackson Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee 38128. You can call her at 731-798-1106. That's 731-798-1106. Or you can email her at leslie.caza@gmail.com.
Book. I do.
Tell us about the cookbook.
The cookbook has about 160 recipes in it. 130 of them are gluten-free for those who need that.
Ooh.
And we didn't plan it that way. That's just the way it worked out. So they're yummy, and many of them are gluten-free, and there's a big variety from breakfast to desserts.
Oh, that's so good. If you're transitioning and you want to know how to cook some really good vegan meals, get her cookbook and just practice. Make it make your kitchen your laboratory.
There
right?
we go.